Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I would like to first give you guys a big thank you for the support I got on the last video. That definitely went a lot better than I thought it would go. So if you're new to the channel, I'm TheRoyalNurse. I'm an LPN here in South Florida. I will be making videos about nursing. I'll start vlogging when I get in my LPN RN Bridge program next year. So you can go ahead and click that subscribe button, hit that bell icon. I'll try to make a video for you guys once a week to start, and we'll take it from there. So without further ado, key tip number one is to know your why. Your why is basically going to be like your big reason as to why you even wanted to get into nursing school in the first place. You know, everybody's why can be different. It doesn't have to be the same exact thing, but the biggest thing that I want to stress to you guys is to write down your why. Whatever it is, write it down somewhere where you'll be able to see it every single day. That it'll be able to remind you when you're in the actual program, when you're feeling stressed out, when you're feeling defeated, you'll see that why pop out in front of you. And I mean, it worked for me, you know, and it'll give you that extra bit of courage when you feel like you're going to give up, and then it'll push you through the program. So if your why is money, even though it shouldn't be money, but it is what it is for some people. So if your why is money, if it's your kids, if it's your own future, you know, just envision, you know, how better off your kids will be. Envision how better off you yourself will be, you know, when you're making that extra bit of income. Envision how better your future will be overall, you know, because, you know, once you make it through this program, you will have job security. You will be in a very good position, no matter, you know, how you want to look at it, whether you're in a nursing home or what have you. There's ample opportunity to grow in the nursing field. I think it's probably one of the best career choices one can go with. So you know, I would say, you know, put that why somewhere you'll be able to see it every single day, and hopefully if it worked the same for me, it'll work for you, and it'll push you through that program. Second big tip, guys, is workload. I would say workload is definitely one of the biggest things that most people suffer with, because they're not really sure how to like cut down their hours, or if they should work full-time, or if they should go to part-time, or what have you. So I mean, for me, it was slightly different. I did work full-time when I was in the nursing program, but that was only because I was a security officer. I worked in the gatehouse, and I could have just, you know, studied at the gate. You know, all I got to do is go on patrol, and when I come back, even sometimes when I'm on patrol in the little golf cart, you know, I would have my book right there next to me, flipping pages, you know, when I really have to study for a test, you know, because those tests can get very brutal, especially if you have like 3 tests, like how I had scheduled for my school. At least you have 3 tests, and you have to pass with a overall score. I forgot what the score was. I think like 75, maybe, probably 70. I'm not sure. But you know, regardless of what it is, you want to be able to know if you're working, you know, you can get that little bit of study time, whether it's on your lunch break, or whether you can, you know, get some flashcards, you can listen to a tape recording, or whatever it is that you got to do. I think that's very important to manage your workload. And the biggest part about it is you have to be prepared to sacrifice, guys. You have to be prepared to sacrifice, because I had to sacrifice a whole heck of a lot. And my biggest thing that I sacrificed was a car. Yeah, probably like, what? Hell no, I can't sacrifice that. But at the time, you know, if I knew what I knew now, that would have never happened. But you know, that's what I had to sacrifice at the time. I'll probably make a video on that later on in the future, and we can talk about that more. But you know, you got to be prepared to sacrifice, guys. If you're going to be in this program, you can't just expect to have your cake and eat it too, and just, you know, I mean, you can't expect things to go so fluidly, because, you know, it's a very difficult program, you know. So yeah, if you gotta talk to your family, or whoever, if you have a family, if you gotta sit down with your family and say, hey, I'm going into nursing school, you know, I want to better our future, I want to better my future, I'm gonna need you to bear with me here for whatever time that the program takes, then that's what you gotta do. You gotta have that conversation beforehand, you know, so everybody can be on board, so everybody can have a thorough expectation of what's about to take place. greatness that's about to take place, really and truly, you know, because it takes a lot of dedication, takes a lot of willpower, takes a lot of mental toughness to get through that nursing program. It's something that you have, because if you have that, you know, that willingness to even get through those classes or to get through the process of getting into that program, you know, instill that in your head right now that you're not going to give up. I see too many people give up because they failed a class or two or whatnot. That doesn't mean that nursing school is not for you. You just have to take another approach, or you got to go a little harder the next time around. You know, that, you know, giving up to me it's not an option. I got too much on the line. It's not an option for me, quite frankly. So I look at it as, you know, it's just building your character. It's building your mental toughness. So failure is nothing but building blocks into the future. Third tip, guys, is to get ready for your immunizations, to get ready to take your physicals. And these cost money. The schools are not paying these things for you. I remember when I started, there was so much things that I didn't expect to happen. You know, I didn't expect for me to go get 3-4 different shots. I didn't expect to have to get a flu shot. I didn't expect any of this stuff. I'm just in my mind, yes, I got in the program, and we get these books, get this uniform, let's go. You know, I wasn't even thinking about all that extra stuff. And I mean, if you're not in the financial position, I was real broke at the time, you know, paycheck to paycheck type, you know, so shoot, I'm still broke, hey. But you know, if you don't have your financial eggs in order, those immunization fees, them things not cheap. I'm gonna tell you that right now. $200 for, I think I paid almost $300 for one shot, I don't remember, but they get very expensive. That physical off the top, I think it's like $50 or $25-$50, you know. And if these aren't things that you're expecting, and you're already, you know, planning, okay, let me cut off my workload, you know, you got your bills and everything, you got your life, you still got to continue to keep on doing what you're doing, you know, and you just throw all that in the mix, that can put you in a real tough position, you know. So keep in mind that you're gonna have to probably take out a portion of money to get ready for these things if you don't have it already, or you know, probably just try to figure out which ones that you need beforehand, before you probably even apply to the program, even, you know, so you can really have all of these things on point. And one last extra tip, guys, is I would say financial aid. Financial aid is something you should not be ashamed to use. You know, if you qualify for it, use it, you know. Or it doesn't even have to be financial aid from the government. There's a lot of community resources out there that a lot of people don't know about. I didn't know about, I heard about it, but you know, sometimes you hear people talk about certain things and you just brush it off to the side. That was me, you know, and I'll talk about that more on that other video I was talking about. Off the top, I can think of something called Career Source here in South Florida. So Career Source, it basically helps you pay for certain things in school. For me, it paid for my books, it paid for my uniforms. It would have paid for the classes, but I got financial aid to cover that for me, you know. So, and also there's just a bunch of, you know, different ways that you can get, you know, certain things paid for. You don't have to do this all alone. It don't have to be you just struggling, you know, you have to work full time or you got to go crazy overtime. There's so many opportunities, so many avenues that'll help you pay for things when you're trying to get into that program or just trying to get into school, period. So just keep that in mind. So yeah, guys, that sums up the crucial tips to know before you get into nursing school. If you like this video, make sure you click that like button, go ahead and subscribe, hit that bell icon so you can be notified on the next video. Like I said, I'll try to keep up these postings, I would say once every, it looks like it's going to be every Sunday going forward. And I'll try to get my vlog started probably sometime next year, you know, or whatnot. I'm not really too sure what I want to vlog about. If you guys have any ideas, feel free to drop them in the comments below. I'll drop my social medias, my 2 social medias in the comments down there. And you guys stay royal, and I'll see you on the next one.